Well, hello all my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Or if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. My name is T and this is my YouTube channel, Crumpets Tea and Sewing. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Know Me pattern ME2005 by Aronica B. Cole. So I made this pattern for the hashtag BHMPatternDesigners challenge that is hosted by the lovely Nateida of So Natural Dame. So if you're not familiar with the BHMPatternDesigners challenge, basically it is the Black History Month challenge that Nateida hosts every year. This is the 5th anniversary, and this year she is having a live event at Katy, Texas. If you want to know more about the sewing challenge, make sure that you check the links in the description box below. Go over to Nateida's site and also follow her on YouTube as well. Let's go ahead and talk about the Know Me ME2005 by Aronica B. Cole. So this year I decided to do something different. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know I don't really sew puff sleeves or exaggerated sleeves all that often. So this year I decided, hey, it's Valentine's Day, I'm gonna switch it up and do something different. And so I got this pattern here by Aronica B. Cole. And I really love the sleeves on this. It is a little bit more exaggerated than what I am used to, and that was kind of the point. I wanted to kind of branch out of my comfort zone and try something new. And so it's not too exaggerated, but it is definitely something that I wouldn't normally wear. So I really wanted to give it a try. So this pattern comes in sizes 18W to 26W and 30W to 38W. So it is a plus size pattern. You get a top, which is a crop top that has this cute little round neckline. It's a high round neckline. You have a yoke front, a yoke back. You also have a center front panel, and you have side seams and side panels, and then also you have a back as well. So the sleeve pattern is a 3/4 length sleeve, and it is a puff sleeve. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a video here so you can see the difference between the original pattern's puff sleeve and my changes to the puff sleeve, because it was even more exaggerated than what you see on me. So I will talk a little bit about that later on after I talk about the features and things of the pattern. So you can also make a pair of pants, which is also in that same size category. Now I can fit the top, but I can't fit the bottom, and so that's one of the reasons why I didn't do the bottom, because my bottom half is normally in the regular sizes, and so I wasn't able to do that pattern. So I did make a few changes and alterations to the pattern. So my first make, I made this beautiful green peplum top. I absolutely adore this top. Before doing the pictures and, you know, doing the video and everything, I asked my daughter if it made me look like a leprechaun in it, because I was afraid that it was too much green. But after seeing the pictures and the video, I absolutely love this top on me. I'm usually not one for green. My colors are blue, red, black, those types of colors. And I'm just not one for green, but I absolutely love this top. Now for this variation, I chose a charmeuse fabric for my main fabric. And then for the yoke and the sleeves, I chose an organza fabric. Both of these pieces were purchased at Joann, and I believe the organza was on clearance, and so it's probably no longer available at most Joanns. But I absolutely love the combination of the stripes and then also the charmeuse, kind of the shiny charmeuse fabric. It is such a beautiful combination to me. I decided to line my sleeves and the yoke of my garment because I wanted the stripes to stand out even more. And it is just beautiful. I know when I did the video, my plans video, a lot of people were saying not to line it so that you can see the transparency of, you know, because organza is transparent. And I thought I just really want to highlight those stripes. I absolutely love it. And I'm so happy that I actually lined the yoke and the sleeves. I just really love this. In order to create the peplum for this, the only thing I did was I measured the width of the front, the width of the back, and then I went ahead and I drew a line going from side to side, including seam allowance, so that I can actually have my skirt front. And then for the length of it, I think the length was about 10 inches or so. But yeah, I absolutely love this top. I just can't say enough about this top. Now for this top, I selected the size 16W. I did make changes to the sleeve pattern. I had to do a 3-inch bicep adjustment because the width of the sleeve for the 16W was just too narrow for me, and even the 18W is just too narrow. I'll tell you a little bit more about my second garment. I actually made the 18W as well, but the sleeve pattern was just too narrow, and so I did that bicep adjustment. The sleeve cap, again, it was really high, so I shortened my sleeve cap by 2.5 inches. And then I also lowered the front neckline. The front neckline was a little bit high up on my neck, and it was coming almost up like a turtleneck. And so I decided to go ahead and drop that neckline by 2 inches. And so I started at the front, the center front, and I graded down to the shoulders at 1/2 inch. And then I also took off 1/2 inch in the back as well. And I can show you here what that looks like. And then also, I created an elastic band for the back of my peplum because the pattern calls for an elastic band to go around the entire waistline. I decided to not put the elastic in the front and just have the elastic go through the back, but I did create a channel with my seam allowance from the top and the peplum. Once I sewed the top, the bodice piece, and the peplum together, I created a channel and I inserted the elastic in the back of the peplum. So that is all the changes that I made to that first top. And like I said, I absolutely love it. I love the way that it turned out, and I love the green, even though I'm not a green person. So definitely love the first top. So for my second top, I decided to go with the 18W because the size 16W was a little bit too close to my bust. And so I wanted to have a little bit more room. And I thought that the 18W would provide more room. And it did. It provided a lot of room, but it was a little bit too much room. So for this variation, it didn't turn out exactly how I had hoped, just because there is a great deal of extra fabric underneath the bust area and on the side of the bust that it just looks a little frumpy to me. I don't know. You all let me know in the comment section below. Pictures can be deceiving, but in person, it does look a little bit frumpy on me. Now, for this variation, I decided to go with another charmeuse fabric from Joann. And the sheer fabric is also from Joann. The sheer fabric is kind of like organza, but it's not quite an organza. It is actually just a sheer fabric, and it is a dotted black fabric. So I absolutely love that fabric as well. And then the charmeuse fabric is a silver, blue, and black floral print that, again, it's from Joann. And that one was, I think it was in season, I think it was a new release last spring or last fall, and so I think it still should be available in stores, as well as that green piece as well, the green charmeuse fabric. So again, I do like the peplum top. It's just, it's a little bit big, and I wish I would have graded in between the size 16 and the size 18. So the last make that I made is probably my favorite out of the three. This is my Valentine's Day dress, and it was made with this beautiful satin material. I think it is a satin polyester. It behaves almost like a brocade, but it's not, and it's similar to a bridal fabric as well. It's really hard to explain. I purchased this about 3 or 4 years ago. So for this one, I decided to grade in between the 16W and the 18W. And I think it is a better fit than the 16W and definitely a better fit than the 18W. And so it's in between the two, and I think it is really great for me. Now for this make, I decided to go with, like I said, for the main fabric, it's kind of like a satin bridal type fabric. And then for the contrast pieces, the yoke pieces and the sleeve, I decided to go with an organza fabric. It's just a sheer organza fabric that I purchased from Joann. And I also decided to line the dress. So the dress is fully lined because the bridal fabric, it has almost like a crepe backing to it. And so it doesn't feel very comfortable, but the face of it is very smooth and I absolutely love it. So I really enjoyed sewing all three of these. For this version, I put an elastic in the back as well. And I did the same method as I did with the peplum. I did that for this one as well. I just created a channel from the bodice and the skirt piece, and I stitched the channel together, and then I inserted the elastic into the channel. And so the elastic is in the back of the garment and not in the front of the garment. For whatever reason, I don't like elastic going around my entire waist. And so anytime I get the opportunity to alter the pattern just a little bit so that I can get a flat, seam in the front and not an elastic, I'm going to do that. So that's what I did for this one as well. The same changes for this garment as I did with the others. I have the cap, the sleeve cap, I shortened it. The neckline, I lowered it. The bicep adjustment, I expanded the pattern to include a 3-inch bicep adjustment for this one as well. The only thing that is different is for this garment, my sleeve is a little bit longer. I forgot to shorten the sleeve on this one because I shortened the sleeve pattern for the other two, but not this one. So it's a little bit longer, but it doesn't bother me. For the skirt portion of it, I altered the true bias Southport dress pattern, and I altered that a little bit. You'll notice with the Southport dress, it has a center seam down the front. Instead of creating a center seam, I actually put my pattern pieces on fold. And so that's basically what I did. And then instead of doing a long maxi dress, I did a knee length version of it. So that pattern was perfect with this, and I absolutely love the silhouette of it, and that's why I chose it. And so I love the dresses. I really do. I think this is a really great pattern and is very versatile, as you have seen me show you all the different makes that I have made with this pattern. You can make the crop top as Aronica did here, or you could add a peplum, or you can add a skirt to it. You could possibly add a jumpsuit. It is just so versatile, and that's why I absolutely love this pattern. This is definitely a really great pattern to have. The sleeve pattern I feel like is really easy to hack. Now for her sleeve pattern, they have you do pleats instead of gathers. I decided that I wanted a gather instead, and so that's why I have a gather on my sleeve puff, or in the puff of my sleeve, but they have you do pleats. So I like the gathers, and that's why I decided to do it that way. So for my next make, I am doing for the BHMPatternDesigners challenge. This is going to be the ME2020, which is the pattern by Kishi, and it is such a beautiful pattern. It is a wrap dress that have kind of like flutter sleeves. So I'm really excited about that, and I'll be starting on that this week, and I can't wait to share with you all my progress and also my review of that. If you're not following me on Instagram, check the link in the description box below and follow me on Instagram. All right, everyone, thank you all for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I hope you all have a happy and blessed sewing week, and until next time, stay creative. Bye.